Hello CreateStudio user. In this tutorial I will show you how to create curved texts in CreateStudio free. My approach on this is based on the tutorials by Maureen and John. Thank you both. The links to these tutorials you will find in the description. Okay, let's begin. I first will clear the canvas and I go here with a black canvas because I want a white text. So black is a good choice, I think. The first step is to go with a circle. I go with this with a round number. This is up to me. I love it to go with round numbers. Let's bring this now up here. And the next step is to go with text. I go here with the plus sign. You can also track this here on the timeline or on the canvas. I go here with the plus sign and bring this now down. And let's bring this a little bit to the side. The first thing you have to decide, how long will your video animation be? If you want to go with, let's say, 10 seconds, then this is the best point to go with the duration of these two elements here to, let's say, 12 seconds or a little longer, so that you have room for the duration. I will bring this, let's say, up to, let's say, 20 seconds. I don't need it, but it's better to have it as to don't have it later. Then you have to decide what font you want for your text and the font size also. You can change this later and I will show you this later, but it's better when you are clear with font and font size at the beginning, and also with the font color. This is easier to change later, but it's always good to begin with the color you want at the end. Okay, I go with this font, with the default font, and with white, and with the scale of 100. And the next step is to go and double or triple click it here so that everything is blue, and then go with a capital M. Then at the right we go down to 0 with the H and with the V padding. And let's now bring this here up to the edge of the circle, right in the center, so that it touches a little bit the circle here. Now to get this M rotated here at the edges, you have to go with the anchor point of the M right to the center. And this you couldn't do 100% perfect. I'll show you. Let's first go with two guides. Back to the M, to anchor point. Now you see here the anchor point is in the middle of the M, and now I can go here down because I need the rotation data for the other letters, and then I can go here in. You will not be 100% perfect here, but I show you method which is 100%. Okay, therefore let's go back with the anchor point. And let's bring this in here. I also will hide here this. For my approach is select the M, go to properties, and now you see the Y is here at -351. I have tracked this with the mouse, so it could be 350.98 or something like this. Don't has to be 351. I will show you this when I go and type this in, -351. You see it goes a little bit down, but it's okay. But for my approach, you need this clear number. Okay, I leave this here and go now with a duplicate of the M, back to properties, and flip this vertical, because for the most fonts, the distance between the upper edge of the letter, here the M, and the bounding box at the upper is not the same than here at the bottom, this edge to the bounding box. There are little differences, more or less. Okay, therefore I go with the flip for the duplicate M. And you see when I flip it, you see that I here have the distance. Let's make it a little more obvious. So because the distances are not the same from here to and this here, so when I flip it, I have these differences here. But now I'm good to go, and let's now bring this back to the properties, to the upper side of the circle, and therefore I go with plus 351. So I go and delete the minus and go and make enter. And now I'm here also a little bit in, the same as here for the upper M. So when I now group these two M's and go for the anchor point, show anchor point, I'm now 100% perfect in the center here. I don't need the red M, so I go into the group and delete it. I only need here the boundaries, this large rectangle. So let's go and delete this. Go back to main timeline. And now I'm good to go. You see here, these are the boundary. This is this rectangle in the group, the background. And now I go with my text. And I want curved text because this is the topic. And so I begin with C. And now I can rotate this. Let's go to a point where it may start. This we can change later. Go with a duplicate. Go here with U and rotate this. For the distances between the letters, you need a little bit sense of proportion. So I go here in like this. It's better I go a little bit out, I zoom a little bit out, so that for the other letters, I have here a better side here. And duplicate again. Let's go with R. So now I can go here, duplicate V. Okay. Sometimes you get here a snapping. You can't avoid this with going down with the snap strength or with deleting the guides. In this case, you have to go in the properties and go with the rotation, with this set rotation, and go with the numbers. This is a little bit try and error then, but if you get a snapping which brings you down, or you can't go with the right distance between the letters, so you have to go with this here. Perhaps I have to go with, and I can show you this. Okay, let's go and duplicate and go with E. Duplicate with D. Let's zoom a little bit out if everything's okay for the first word. Yes, it's okay. I could go a little bit more distance between the letters. Let's go a little bit more. Say something like this. And this. And this. And this. And D. Yes, this is better. And for the next word, if you have one then more word, or you have 3 or 4 of something like this, it's good to have the same distance between the words. So you can go then with a duplicate, and I don't want to go with the M because there's too much space then between. Let's go with the X. And let's bring this now here, rotate it. Only rotate when you see this double arrow. It's not what I want. It's better to go with the M. And let's go so that the M touches here the D. Let's make a duplicate and go here with the first letter of the next word, T. And I also go here that the T touches here the M. T is not the best choice here, but I go for it. Then I don't need the T here, so I bring this now up. And make it an E. And bring this here. Let's see. I think it's a little much too space here. So I go with my sense of proportion and bring this something here. And then I go here. I'm a little bit orientate on this distances here. Then duplicate. Comes the X. And another T. I think this is okay, so you can spend much time on this, but I'm okay with it. So the next step is to to center this right. I show you this with the guides. You see that I have to rotate it a little, I think, to the right. Therefore, I don't go here with the guide. It's better to go with the grid here. Therefore, I'll go to snap to grid. And let's make the grid a little smaller. Let's say something like this. Now let's select the letter tracks. Don't need the circles, so I go here and select them and go with Control or Command G for making a group. Oh no, not at this time. Let's go back and select them again. Now I have to concentrate on two corners. The first one is the left upper corner of the bounding box of the first letter, and the next one is the right top corner of the bounding box of the last letter. They should be on the same height. So you see this is more up when I go here than this corner. So I have to rotate this to a point where the distance between the corner and the line is the same at this side as on this side. It should be the same line. Okay, let's now rotate it and make it as big as it goes. Go here to the rotation point, and now let's rotate this. I orientate now on the line above the line I showed you, but I think I'm okay so. Let's go for the grid and let's see if I could go here with a grid size that seems to go. You see here I'm a little bit below this line of the grid and I'm a little bit below this line. This is okay. If you want to go perfect here, you have to rotate this again because of the snapping. Then go out and select the elements again. Go in and let's go here. Yes. And make this again. Let's now rotate it. And because now I have a good line here, you see that this is a little bit no, a little bit so. This white handle is a little bit, I'm a little bit below here and I'm a little bit below here. This is okay. It don't has to be perfect because you can't see if this is 1 millimeter or not right. Okay, now I have my curved text and now I can play with it. The first is to go and let's group it. And now you can make, let's say, another duplicate. Let's go with this and bring this here to the, you see it snaps here. And this is right. Can now hide here the circle. And if you want, you can group this again and make your, let's say, rotation here. Let's go with -100. Let's go, let's say, up to about 5 seconds. I forgot to go here with linear, in and out. And then you have something like this. If you want, you can then, I show you this, it will last a little bit, but I hope it will, you will find it good. Let's go with another duplicate here. And this time I go with +100. So it goes the opposite direction. And let's go here a little in. I go with the Alt key or Option key and bring this in now. Let's go with this distance. And when I play this now, you see I have here this nice animation. What's also cool is to make more of them with, let's say, a color gradient. You go from white to light gray to darker, 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 darker gray. And you can do this by going with color correction. Let me show you this. I also will go with color correction on the first one, but I will not lose the I will not go with it. I go with color correction first with this. And let's go here down, let's say 10%, or let's go with 50%. Am I on the wrong here? Ah, -50. White is white and cannot be brighter. Then let's bring this here up so that I have a little distance and see what I make. So I now go for the first one again and make here a duplicate. And here I go with the color correction. Let's say -30. And then Alt or Option, and let's bring this in. Okay. Then I go to this one again, because this has another rotation, the opposite rotation, and make a duplicate. And let's bring this in. And let's go here with minus, say, 45. And make another 2 of them. Let's make a duplicate of the first one. Go here, down, and with the color correction, I go to -60. This is the next step. And the last one, then I go with this and duplicate. Bring this in. Like this, and you know it. 60, the next is 75. Don't need a grid. Hide the guidelines. And now let's play this. I think it's nice. Let's go to the beginning here. And so it looks, it has a little bit depth here. You can also go then with a light blur for the rows or for the lines here of the text. Would also be making the depth a little bit more, but I think this is nice. So okay. Then the next what I will show you is how to make another text. This, you see this text here stands head up. But what is if you don't want this head up, so that you can read this like this text here? And therefore I go now. Okay, let's delete this blocks here. And I also don't need, let's first delete the animation. Let's go, no, I go better with ungroup. Let's remove excess tracks. You see it, don't delete all of them. Let's ungroup this. And let's, I think, yes, this is the right one. I delete this one here. Let's go back and show the circle. And I go now with the same text size, with the same font. This is stored here in the plus. So I go with text again. And let's make here VM again. Go with the padding down. And let's bring this down here so that it touches the circle. You see here, it goes a little bit in the circle, the letter. So I also go here. But before I make now a duplicate, I go with, you see here, 357. Let's go 357 again. Oh, I'm right here. I don't need to go for another. Yes, I'm right. Okay. Then now I duplicate it as before. The same as with this text. And don't forget to vertical flip it. And then I go to minus 357. So I have now this on the top and at the bottom. I group them. Nice. And I could show you this again. Let's go with the let's delete them and let's go again with the guides. And when I now group them, now I have them grouped, go to properties, show anchor point, you see right centered here. Then go in the group. I don't need this M. I think this is this one. And let's go back to main timeline. And then I can start again. I'll make this now fast. Let's go for the C. And bring this, let's say, to something like this. Zoom in. Okay. And duplicate. I want the same text here. Let's see here the distance. It's something like this here. So that I'm here also at nearly the same distance. Duplicate R. Duplicate V. Okay. You see, I don't wait until I see here the arrows. Duplicate E. Duplicate D. Okay, and next word, duplicate T. Let's go a little bit so that I see here the distance between the two words. So I can match this here. Think something like this. Duplicate E. A little more in here. Duplicate X. Oh, no enter. And duplicate again for the T. Okay. Now I have my curve text here at the bottom. This was, let's rename this. This was top. And now let's go again with, let's hide this, go again with a grid. Let's make it a little smaller. Something like this. And let's now, with Control or Command A, I can now select all. Now all is selected. Then I go with Shift, with Control or Command, and click on Circle and also on top. And now I have the bottom text selected. And now I can go with the corners here and here so that they are on the same height. So I now go and you see I orientate here on one of the lines, the line above the corners. And I think this is nice. So I don't need the grid. And I also don't need the, let's hide the circle. And now I have something like this. And then if you have this, you can go with the, and group this. And let's call this bottom. Oops. Okay, I bring the top at the top. Let's remove excess tracks. And now you can go with a with another group here and then go with rotation and on and on and on, like I showed you before. What I will show you now at the end is what is if you want to change the size, the color and the font of a text. Before I will go back here to the beginning, let's bring this on the timeline. And you see here this curved text. You see that I have here 4 words, and if I go here with the same font size as for CreateStudio 3, then I would have a problem, or I will have a problem, because then I will go with the letters inside of this text with them. I think I have for CreateStudio 3, I have a font size of 110, and with this I have a font size of 80. Same font, same color, but the difference in the size. So before you make your things, if you also have here a longer text and perhaps here also more than 2 or 3 words, you have a little bit to calculate if this matches here in the circle. And let's delete this again. And then if you have miscalculate yourself with this, let's say I have here 5 words and they go into the upper text here. So I have to change this text in the size. But I will also change the color and the font to show you this. Okay. Therefore, I better bring the bottom up. Okay. So I have it now at the top. I think this is better to go with. The first thing you have to do to change color, text size or font, you have to go in the here to this icon in the easy edit properties, and then you have to link all the text here of this bottom text. Let's go and link them. Don't make this if you want to change the words or the letters. Or you can make this and then later. Tip, if you want to delink them, I hope this is the right the right word for is, don't go with this and then delink them. You see here you have here curved text. This is the right. This right begins with C-U-R-V-D-E-D and so on. If I go now and begin here, you see the U goes now down here. So let's go back and bring this up here, and this also. Let's delink them, but when I go here from the bottom to the top, come on. You see now you have the VED in the right order. So now I have to go here and bring this here down. Only tip, if you disable the linking, go from the bottom to the top and not from the top to the bottom. Okay, let's now link them together. And click outside. Now let's first change the color. Let's go here for, let's say I go for an orange color here, something like this. So this is very easy. Color change is very easy. Let's now go with another font. Let's go with something weird. What was with this here? Okay, this is not bad. You can go for this. It's a little bit, you have to go make a little changes with the distances. Let's go with this. It's also okay. VBus, you see now you have much room between the letters. And Bungie is okay. Best choose a font that is okay. Let's go to Jimmy Junga, curve text. If you like the distances, it's no problem. Otherwise, you have to change this in the group. I will show you this. This would be also okay. Here a little bit too narrow. Let's go, let's say, with Open Sans. Okay. This is mostly okay. I think this is a little bit too near. This is a little bit, yeah, don't like it. And let's go with, let's say, bold. If you can live it, okay. But when I now go with the size down, let's say to 80, you see now the distances are a little bit too much. So you have to go into the group. And let's begin with the U. This is this here. And I will make this fast here. Something like this. You can also click on the letters. This, I think I go here a little bit to the right. I want to go fast, okay. Let's go. And scroll in. Okay, with this I'm satisfied. Then let's go with the next word. Let's see. Okay, I don't see the top. I go like this. E. This. And text. Okay, I'm okay with this. Let's select all. Controller Command A. Go with grid. And now let's zoom a little bit in. I have to go here and then let's concentrate on the two corners. I think this is okay. I can show you the left corner and the right corner. I go with the line above the corner, and I think the distance between the corner and the line is the same on the left as on the right side, so I let go. And can now go back to main timeline. Okay, it takes 3-4 minutes. If the text is longer, it takes a little more. But you see that you can easily change the color, the font, and the font size with this approach. Okay, let's now go back with the circle. Let's show this. And you see also that I have a little more distance now between the letters and the circle. This is easy to correct. You can go with the Alt key and can go here in. And so you have the same distance or not distance between the text at the bottom. Can also say, okay, I want this text to be in the circle. So I go here a little bit in. And I also want the other text here and go into the circle. Alt the option and bring this in so. I think this is okay. And let's go and disable the grid. And I want here the text also to be white. Okay. And now you can make your things with animation. You can also, as I had done it in a video before, let's say you want to animate this text here like a typewriter. I only go now for the top text because the tutorial is long enough. Let's go here in, but I'll go here with the size of the timeline up. And let's say you want this to begin at frame, let's say frame 5, or let's say frame 10. And then with the next letter you can begin, or you can go with, let's say 3 or 4 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have to see this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 2 to 4 is nice for typewriter effect. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think this is okay. Let's go back to the main timeline. Bring this down. F key. And now let's play this all. Curve text. Nice. Curve text. Okay. As I said, you can go with 2 to 4 frames. This is nice. Sometimes I like more the 2 frames. It goes a little bit smoother then. Okay, long tutorial. I hope this will help you. Thank you and goodbye. Hello again. If you only want to know my approach on the curved text, you can go then with this short part of the video. So I will show you the steps for the upper curved text and the bottom curved text. I hope I could do this in 10 minutes. Let's begin. First step, go with a circle. Next step, go with a text. Go here with the capital M. Go down with the padding to 0, H and V. Bring this up to the top of the circle. Look that it's centered. This is very important. Here you can go with the feature here. Set it OK. Then go to the properties. I'm here on minus 355. Tap this in again. So you see I'm a little bit in the circle here with the M. This is okay. Make a duplicate. This duplicate, go to properties and flip vertical and go with the with the Y scale here, not to minus 355 to plus 355. So I now have this here at the bottom. It goes also a little bit in. This is okay. Now I get the perfect anchor point when I group this. And let's see, I go here with the guides and properties, show anchor point. Now it's well centered here, 100% perfect. Go into the group, delete the bottom M, go back to the timeline, and then you can begin with your text. I go here with curved, so I begin with C. I also go and rotate this. You see here the rotation symbol, the two arrows. Let's rotate this a little bit. And now let's go with duplicate. Then go with U. And bring this here. It's your sense of proportion to get here the right distance between the letters. Let's go and duplicate again. Go here with R. Rotate it. Let's get rid of the guides. Duplicate. V. Rotate it. Duplicate. E. Rotate it. Duplicate the last one. Let's go with D. And rotate it. So now I think I'm fine. Let's now center it properly. Therefore, go with a grid. Go with a lower number than the default. Let's go here with something like about 50. Then let's group here the letters. Now you have to orientate on the left corner here of the bounding box from the first letter and the right corner of the bounding box of the last letter. And now you see I go with this line, I think, and I want to have the same distance from the corner to here and the corner to here. Let's try it. Let's move this. So now I think I'm okay. You see the left corner and the distance to the grid line above, and you see the right corner and the distance from the corner to the grid line above, and I think they are almost the same. Let's get it here, and now let's disable the grid, and now I have it nice centered here at the top. The same is with the bottom text. If you want to have it not heads up, you want to have it nice readable here. So Before I go here first with a group, and let's rename it and call it top. And go now with another text. Make the same steps, the M. Go with the padding to 0, both sides. Drag this down. Center it right. This is very important that it's right centered here. Then go and for the properties, 361, let's type it in, 361. You see it goes a little bit down, it's a little bit in, and here it's also a little bit in, so it's nice. Then duplicate the M. Don't forget to flip it vertical. Go with the opposite here, not plus 361, let's go with minus 361, enter. Now I have it at the top. Make a group. Go into the group. Delete the M at the top, this one. Let's go back. Now you can go with your text. I go here with text. Let's bring this a little bit to the side here. Duplicate E. Duplicate X. And duplicate T. Let's zoom a little bit in here. I think I go with the X a little bit to the side. With the T also. I think this is okay. Now let's go first with a grid. And let's group, let's select these 4 letters. And you see I will orientate on this line here with this corner and with this corner. So I now go this is okay. Now it's also nice centered here. Let's hide this. And now I have my curved text. I can now go and group this and name it bottom. And if I want, I can group them all together. And okay, I don't need this much space between the words, so I go with Alt and bring them here down like I want them. Okay. And again, I hope this will help you. Thank you and goodbye.